TikTok's favorite, most hated, fake trans, autogynophile food critic is back, and it's bad. Although, it does seem like Miss Big Backed Bertha, or Big Backed Barracuda, whatever Blair White calls this person, has kind of learned their lesson a little bit.
I'm back. What's up? Long time no see. The last time you saw me, I was talking about taking a break. And I did take a break. And now I'm back. But while I was gone, I did some reflecting on the way that I've been approaching things and figured something out. And that something is that I've been leading with anger. I kind of already knew that before, but that I've been leading with anger.
I wouldn't say anger, I would say entitlement. But the reason that Lily says anger is to justify the actions and attitude in their videos. Because remember, the left is told that anger and violence is okay as long as it is in response to people that are the oppressors.
There's a lot of anger to go around, especially being a trans person in this day and age.
There it is. Now, Lily, even though they are apologizing, sort of, well, but although it's not really an apology because they're basically saying that, yeah, it was bad to lead with anger, but it was justified. So yeah, like not really an apology.
I just don't want it anymore because it makes me unhappy. So it's easier said than done, but the goal is to lead with kindness.
Leading with kindness is actually the correct take. But I am very weary that this will continue.
Go out and eat at restaurants just the same.
And listen, I would love to be proved wrong. I honestly do want most people, or all people rather, to lead with kindness rather than anger. Because I think that, what's the saying? Honey will lead more bees than vinegar or something like that. I don't know. The truth is, most people are just doing their best to get through the day. Most people don't misgender you on purpose. Most people don't give a shit what you do, or how you live your life as long as you're not interfering with theirs. Most people don't give enough shits about you to care to upset you. The comments on the video, though, were hilarious. Someone said, take a longer break. Someone said, didn't miss you, dude. Someone said, you are not kind at restaurants. You are causing your own misery. Be kind and kindness will come back to you. And I agree with that. Because I don't believe in cancel culture for the most part, and I do want people to genuinely grow, I do think it's important to acknowledge this as a potential trend, because we've been seeing this in a few places across the last few weeks. A few celebrities, a few content creators have been apologizing, or at the very least, recognizing their faults or their closed-mindedness, even if they aren't saying that that's what it is. Emma Watson has been involved in X-Wars with J.K. Rowling for the past few years, mainly regarding their opposite stances on gender ideology. That most of us on the right or the moderate side of things believe that Emma said just to protect her own interests, to make sure that she was on the quote right side of history, to make sure that she was uncancelable. But the tides have been turning, people. She was recently on a podcast and said this.
So many conversations and comments directly from J.K. Rowling, whether it's her saying she'd never forgive you for your views, or the fact that when she was asked what ruins the movies for her, she named yourself and some of your co-stars. And I imagine that's an extremely difficult thing when you've been a part of someone's world, when you've felt connected to their work, and then for it now to kind of be a full 180, and for someone to publicly say these things that can be quite extremely hurtful, actually. How do you think about that?
I really don't believe that by having had that experience and holding the love and support and views that I have mean that I can't and don't treasure Joe and the person that I had personal experiences with. I will never believe that one negates the other, and that my experience of that person I don't get to keep and cherish. To come back to our earlier thing, I just don't think these things are either or. It's my deepest wish that I hope people who don't agree with my opinion will love me, and I hope I can keep loving people who I don't necessarily share the same opinion with.
The question for you is, are leftists finally starting to learn? Are the tides turning? Are they seeing this happen? Are their management companies recognizing this? Are they worried that they're no longer the vocal majority? And do you think they're backpedaling on this? because of this all. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. It was way easier to have a fake opinion or the right opinion a few years back. It wasn't that long ago that people were being fired for having gender critical views. Jimmy Kimmel was half canceled a few weeks ago. Maybe they are finally starting to get nervous in regards to their past takes or even their present opinions, which kind of has been a fear of anybody but majority of the people on the right, or at least that are not on the left for the past 10 years or so. Or maybe they're finally starting to see that their side is actually the wrong one. Maybe they're finally not wanting to associate with people that can't define the word female.
Me down, fascist, fucking... I don't give a fuck who you are. The fact that you feel this way makes you completely immoral, intolerant of anybody. This is absolutely fucking disgusting. I can't believe you. And you can take your fucking Blue Lives Matter flag with you.
Simone Biles was another one that recently changed her rhetoric because of this all. The Olympic gold medalist went after Riley Gaines, who is known for fighting for fairness in women's sports, speaking out against Leah Thomas after being forced to swim with him at the University of Pennsylvania. If you guys don't remember, Simone said to Riley, "You're truly sick. All this campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports. Maybe a transgender category in all sports, but instead you bully them. Bully someone your own size, which ironically would be a male." And of course, Simone was met with a lot of controversy, a lot of potential cancelization. A few months later, she tweeted this. "I wanted to follow up from my last tweets. I've always believed in competitive equity and inclusivity are both essential in sport. The current system doesn't adequately balance these important principles, which often leads to frustration and heated exchanges. And it didn't help for me to get personal with Riley, which I apologize for. These are truly sensitive, complicated issues that I truly don't have the answers or solutions to, but I believe it starts with empathy and respect. I was not advocating for policies that compromise fairness in women's sports. I believe sports organizations have a responsibility to come up with the rules supporting inclusion while maintaining fair competition." And I think the majority of us agree with that, right? Even dating in the current culture war is starting to shift. I used to be on Bumble and Hinge and Tinder, and every 3 seconds I would swipe and see the same shit. No MAGA, no TERFs, no moderates, no racist bullshit. And now I'm seeing more and more of these types of bios. If you're liberal and not looking for anything serious, just slide. I think a big part of this is no matter what side people are currently on, they're starting to realize that they are afraid of speaking their mind or even thinking differently. And the truth is you can only live like that for so long. Remember just 2 weeks ago, Savannah and I, if you haven't seen that video yet, go and check it out. One of my better videos. We went to Pratt Institute. Almost every single person that we interviewed there said that they indeed were afraid to speak their mind. Meanwhile, this is a blue city in a blue state on a college campus at an art school. Wild. You believe in freedom of speech in this country?
Yeah.
You should, right? You're from China, so you know you know the difference, right? It's a big difference between here and China, right? Do you think somebody should be silenced for their political opinions?
I think in American, people can talk very free. I'm afraid. I don't know.
We're living in a country now that you could get killed if you say what you believe in.
You shouldn't be afraid. That's the point we're trying to make, right?
Yeah. Do you think America is a place where we should have to fear that?
And I think in America it's fine, but in China it's definitely we cannot say anything about the government or the.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know there's there's a lot of international students here,
right?
But a lot of international students here who are now feeling like they can't get involved with anything or actually express how they feel or stand up for it at all because or engage with anything online out of fear of
their visa getting revoked or something like that.
Some sort of repercussion.
We had a girl we just interviewed not too long ago. She's from China and she's coming here to do design. You know about China, they're pretty communist. You can't really say anything about the government, can't put your opinions out. But America's not supposed to be like that. And she said that one of the reasons that she came here was because she feels more safe. And now we just witnessed a public assassination of a man because he was doing just that, speaking his mind.
I don't know. I think America's they're downgrading so much. In fact, they're becoming like China in a way.
It's kind of scary.
I grew up in a country where you couldn't speak your mind.
I've also seen some people saying that they were taking off their bumper stickers that showed that they were on the left, saying that they were afraid of pushback or afraid of getting beat up or their car getting damaged. People are afraid of retaliation. I don't think my side or the people on the right or moderate side of things are going to get violent. I don't We like, historically, we haven't been known to do that in the last, decade or so. But I will say it's super interesting and a little bit, it makes me smile just a little bit to see them panicking, because we've been knowing that feeling for the last decade. At the very least, I think this is going to get people to rethink their stances and rethink the side that they're on, which is, of course, a good thing. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post videos twice a week. Other than that, I will see you guys back here in a few days with a brand new video. Until then, I love you, love yourselves. Keep calling out the bullshit, bitch. Bye.